In the safe zone, feed your baby with milk doesn't bring true happiness. True happiness only comes from when we fight for the underprivileged women in this society, and when we can protect the righteous free will of the women in society, it's gonna be the winner today. So before I come to the main clashes in this debate, I will answer two burdens that the opposition side have given to the proposition. First of all, they say that by the second wave in the proposition, we will bring the oppression towards the underprivileged women in society. I will answer it's wrong. Why? Because first of all, in the society has already exists a narrative that the women, they cannot be better in the society. Because why? They cannot be better as men. They don't have enough ability to follow the man's passion, to follow their own passion in the conservative country. Therefore, they only stay at home and become a household and houseworker. They only the simple jobs as anyone can do. So second of all, they give me a burden that in our society, they will have a more understandable look. Why is answer is only for the high class women, which is not an essential material in this debate. Because why? Because only they can pursue the higher position in conservative country. And this question is only be answered because in the underprivileged women in society. And that's why these are the main stakeholders we need to be considered in this debate. So I will be moving into the main questions. First of all, which side has the righteous free will of the underprivileged women? Second, whether the choice feminism is beneficial for women. And third of all, is the benefits of feminism. So I will answer the first question, which is which side has the righteous free will of underprivileged feminism. So first of all, why the choice to engage? No, why the choice to engage in sex work is valid? It becomes problematic when the overwhelming discourse states that sex work is a valid choice. Why some women, they did have a choice in pursuing sex work. A lot of women are forced into the sex industry because of the lack of alternatives. They are poor, unable to go to school, and pressure themselves to and they have to pressure themselves to earn money. Therefore, sex work is their only choice. With this, choice feminism doesn't fulfill the idea of empowerment through the freedom of choice. What this simply means, because there are 100 women who say, this is my choice, I'm empowered by this choice, we are unable to hear that the qualms of maybe one or two women who might be saying that they didn't have a choice, they were forced in doing so. So right from the beginning, this is not their choice because they only follow the standard in the society, which means they don't come up and give them enough encouragement to follow the righteous choice. You just give them the really vague one. Second of all, another example would be the idea of cosmetic surgery and makeup. The right of choice in feminism tells us that women should use makeup because they believe into be empowered. However, women are unable to recognize that using makeup is the product of the patriarchal society that continuously masks the idea of beauty standard. This has led to the things like shaming which women, they don't have an ability to follow that kind of standard. They will be pressurized and oppressed in this society. And only when you answer the problem, where you answer that, you somehow when women, they follow this kind of standard, it will change the prejudice in society. Unless you can answer that question, you have to follow the opposition side. So propositions have to take this place in this argumentation. Second of all, whether the choice of feminism is beneficial for women, right? We understand that from right from the beginning of this debate, the choices of women are not be considered to be important because they have to follow in conservative country and the third world. And to answer this question, the policy has already taken the place. Happy to propose.
Judges, take a step back at this debate and look at it strategically. First question, even if the choices that made within choice feminism is coercion as side proposition raised, so what? Side opposition brought to you a case that brought to you the idea that the ideological purity of the feminist movement as it is bad, right? So are you going to tell these women who are being forced into prostitution, forced into pornography, that their choice is not valid, that the fact that the women within the feminist movement is not going to value what they're going to do? do and simply put on another layer of oppression on them. Secondly, there is a clear contradiction within the case of side proposition, because the reason why we said this isn't really coercion, because if it is true that women are forced on their side of the house, then why is it the case that they are advocating for the fact that they need to do more than what they can, right? Because if they were forced into things such as prostitution, then they surely would have wanted to do more things to be a CEO if they had wanted to. In these cases, we believe that this is a severe negligence on the ability and on the circumstances of these poor women. Furthermore, they have an incredibly Eurocentric view and approach to this debate. Individualism, right, because individualism is the reason why in the Western countries as it is, feminism no longer exists. The fact that feminism traditionally currently exists alongside the choice feminism as it is means that individualism is a factor that is killing feminism in Western developed countries. It is the kind of fanatical ideological fanaticism that the feminism movement is currently pushing in these sort of countries. Is the reason why conservative forces such as President Donald Trump could push the idea that feminism is so radical and should not be worked with, not the individualism in of itself. So stepping into the rebuttals of their case, from the first speech, they raised the idea of how trying to advocate for works and choices that are bad choices like sex work is bad, right? But even if you are not pushing, say, choice feminism, right? What are you going to tell these sort of women who are backed into a corner? What are they going to be doing, right? Because even if you're supporting second wave feminism, you're not going to get these women any more income. You're not going to remove these women from the bottom of the society if from their current position they don't want to be a prostitute, but they do not have the ability to rise above their station, right? And this is exactly the reason why second wave feminism isn't the current status of feminism, right? Because women adopt the new, more fanatical feminism in a response to the kind of negligence that side proposition demonstrate, right? Because the kind of choice feminism we provides discourse within the feminism movement. It provides the feminism movement with more of a perspective to consider the position of these sort of women and to improve themselves. Secondly, there is a point of, say, shaming women who don't make up because we conform to patriarchal society. But this is against the very notion of what we're standing for, right? Because we're talking about choice feminism. These women respect each other's choice and say that every single choice of theirs is a feminist. We do not believe that they will shame other women when they choose not to make up. This is simply just strawmanning our case. Furthermore, they raise the point of how there will be less women caring about politics, individualist mindset without coherence within the feminist society. But this is fundamentally not true. Because even within the feminist movement, right, even if they are very much a choice feminist, for example, they're still pro-choice, right? They're still pro the kind of things that, like, we respect the kind of choice that other women make, which means that even if they are activists, we believe that they will still participate in the feminist movement in some ways, because they still kind of respect the choice that other women make, which means that from the first start, they're already an ally of the feminist movement, which already helps compared to the status quo, where they simply are not engaged within the feminist movement as a whole, because the feminist movement decry them as being activists, as not helping the movement enough. Furthermore, we provide you with the kind of moderacy that will help moderates to enter the movement, because this way we accept the women and all of their views regardless of what, instead of the kind of fanaticism that not only provide ample munition for conservative men and conservative politicians, but also disenfranchises the kind of women who were already traditional in their own mindset. So proud to oppose.